This past Sunday was Survivor Series. It came, it happened, it was a thing. I'm pretty sure Raw won all but 2 matches on the entire night. We'll talk about each one in particular and go through the card in a second. But what were your impressions, your overall thoughts coming out of Survivor Series? What did you think of the pay-per-view as a whole?
It was pretty weak from what it was what I thought it was going to be. Pretty much from what we thought it was going to be. The matches that we thought were going to be good were good. The matches that we didn't care for it weren't great. So it didn't shock me at all actually.
Yeah, it didn't shock me at all given what we had coming in. I was at least expecting most of these matches to be really good. They were fine in some cases. In some cases, they were flat. In some cases, I didn't care. And that is the weird thing about, I think, this pay-per-view. Because in the past, WWE have done terrible builds to pay-per-views. And, we've, for whatever reason, we've been like, okay, cool. It was a bad build, but the people they have in the ring are great, and they're going to work, and they're going to do amazing things. However, that's was lukewarm on that. It was inconsistent, honestly. The wrestling also was inconsistent on the card. Main event was really good. I thought Charlotte versus Becky Lynch was fine. Could have been better.
That was actually my favorite match of the night, honestly.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in particular, but the match, I mean, it was fine. Well, let's just get into the matches. I'm kind of
right. I get what you mean, though. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's get into it. First off, we had Damian Priest, the WWE United States Champion, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Damian Priest by disqualification after Damian Priest got really mad and just tried to destroy Shinsuke Nakamura and Boogs. So Nakamura beat Damian Priest via technicality in 9:25. Could be spelling a potential Damian Priest heel turn here because he did not look happy at the end of that match. He looked like someone who might have a little bit of a character change.
Yeah, you could definitely see that. It wouldn't be the first time that was a quote unquote heel, and honestly, it did well for him the first time. So I wouldn't mind seeing it. It was a decent match, though. It wasn't a great match, but it was decent.
My impression of these two in the ring at Survivor Series, the entire time, you know what I was thinking to myself, Trevor? These two can do better, and they should do better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was watching this match, and it would have been a fine TV match, but I'm like, okay, pay-per-view. It's opening up the show. Like here's the thing. The way Peacock works now, this is the opener of the show because it doesn't have the whole separator of, oh, this is the pre-show or whatever. You turn on Peacock, this is what you're going to find. Survivor Series starts at 7 on Peacock. So for whatever reason, they put this match on first. I get whatever pre-show, that YouTube, honey, chicken, mustard, Mountain Dew, whatever pre-show, all your little advertisements, WWE. Jesus. I get that, but it should have been better. I thought it was a weak pay-per-view match, to be honest, given the two people in the ring. Shinsuke Nakamura, I know for sure, is capable of doing better. And honestly, I expected Damian Priest to be an opponent that Nakamura could work well with. It was just Headlock City, boring spots.
Pretty much.
I don't hate Rick Boogs, but I hate Rick Boogs with Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm just annoyed by it. That's just me.
It's been there, done that at this point. I'm over it.
The only thing good about that whole act is Pat McAfee's reaction. Boogs!
Boogs!
Oh my God, Pat McAfee sounding like a kid going through puberty. Oh my God. Here we go. Moving on, let's get to the main card. In the opening match, the Raw Women's World Champion Becky Lynch took on Charlotte Flair, defeating Charlotte Flair after reversing a roll-up attempt, holding the tights, holding the rope. Becky Lynch defeated Charlotte Flair in the opening contest in 18:15, the time, not the year. Trevor, I know you and I have different opinions on this match, so I'm going to let you go first. What did you think about this match?
I thought it was good, but I thought it could have been better. The fact that I don't know. They still, the biggest problem with me about the match was they still made Charlotte look dominant, even though she got beat. And I'm like, cool, whatever. You're still trying to, make. She is one of your champions. You're still trying to whatever. But like, why couldn't Becky get a clean win without the roll up? Like, you know what I mean? Like the way it was, it could have been like a better win, I thought, but it still wasn't a bad match.
Did you just say clean win in WWE, sir? Sir,
No, I'm sorry.
Excuse you.
Hulk
Excuse
Hogan
you.
was the champion. It makes no sense.
brother.
But no, I mean, I thought the match could have been way better. I thought the build up was way better than the match actually was.
Oh, the build up to this match was amazing. You had shooting for both in the in-ring sense and the outside. You had so much to build off of. People were excited. I knew I was probably being worked for this match, but I was like, oh, this is going to be an amazing match. Charlotte versus Becky. Becky's talking all this shit about Charlotte, talking about how nobody likes her, how she's the hero of the locker room and Charlotte Flair is the outcast, how Charlotte Flair is pissed off every single person in the locker room, talking shit about her dad, who no one's even allowed to mention.
Yep.
Becky has gone far and beyond to sell this feud, to sell this pay-per-view, to sell this match. And they went out there. And it wasn't a fight. That's the one thing. This was built up to be a blood feud between two people who hate each other, who were going to shoot on each other, who were going to do all. But they went out there and they had a wrestling match. I don't even care as much, honestly, about the finish as I do about the fact that they literally did the one thing you're not supposed to do. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston built up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks build was a blood feud. What did the first thing they did? Eddie Kingston hit CM Punk with a backhand fist right to his face, knocked him out early on before the match even started. It was not a wrestling match. That was a fight. This was supposed to be a fight, and it disappointed in that respect, in the build respect. I love Becky Lynch might be the best pound for pound wrestler, performer, overall package in professional wrestling there is right now. She very well might be the best all-around person in the ring, outside the ring, all that stuff. Charlotte Flair, hard to say she ever has a bad match. And this was not a bad match, but my, oh my, Trevor, was I underwhelmed by this.
It was close to it. For Charlotte, it was close to a bad match. And like I said before the show started, it even what really made me mad was the fact that the ending exclusive so-called interview that Becky did after the match would have helped sell this match and still help sell the match like it was the best fight ever. Would have helped sell even better.
What was the interview?
If it was a fight? So the interview, she's walking through the ring, walking through the backstage, and they're asking her asking Becky how she felt after the match. She's emotional, damn near tears, saying, "Oh, this Charlotte was my friend. Me and Charlotte shared so many things together. We almost died in a car accident together. Like we've been through so much, and now the only thing I want to do when I see her is rip her fucking head off." And that would have helped even make the fact that you guys just went out there for like 20 minutes and fought even better. But no, you had that ending interview and the match was just a wrestling match. I think it was a great promo that helped sell a mediocre match, even after it was over.
I want is it bad that I want these matches to be good and make sense? Is that a bad thing? Like I'm being so serious. Is that a bad thing?
No, honestly, no. But like I think at this point, and this is an honest critique, an honest opinion. I think at this point we're looking at certain situations to be here, certain wrestling matches or things to be here, and they're here. Which the average today wrestling fan is okay with that because it still was action. It still was action filled. It still was good. It was still good spots throughout the match. But it wasn't what it was sold to be, and that's where we are. We're here where it wasn't sold to be this okay pretty good wrestling match with two great performers. It was sold to us to be a blood feud. These two can't stand each other. They've had actual heat. We're gonna see a shoot.
Charlotte shot on Becky in the middle of a title ceremony. She threw the title away. Like,
we're expecting something totally different that we're not gonna get now.
And they go out there and have a wrestling match?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're expecting something totally different that we're not gonna get.
I moving on. Jeez, just moving on. Next match up. Oh my God. Gee. Okay. The 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series elimination match. Seth Rollins was the sole survivor. My name is Seth Rollins. I was the sole survivor. Seth Team Raw won. Trevor, what did you think about this match?
How have they made someone with so much talent and so much charisma this annoying, whiny piece of garbage that I see on my
because
screen?
My name is Seth Rollins.
And that's not and Seth, if you're watching, that has nothing to do with your talent. I think you're, like I said before, so much talent, so much charisma. I watched you before you, Seth Rollins. But what they're doing with your character is downright criminal. And this match was just even worse. And I don't care who won. I didn't care who won. It was a match.
You know what would have made more sense for these 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches? You know what would have made a lot of sense? Don't put the Royal Rumble stakes on the line. Don't put any of that stuff on the line. Say that the team members who win each get $100,000 for representing their brand. Give me... Okay, WWE is not a wrestling company. Fine, boom. They are a content creator. They make movies. They have actors, superstars, not wrestlers. Fine. I've understood that, and I'm fine with that. You know what actors ask themselves to get into scenes, Trevor? You know what they ask the directors? What's my motivation?
Exactly.
If you don't have a motivation to win, what the hell is this here? So they're all fighting each other too. I don't understand it. You don't think that if $100,000 were on the line, you don't think that Sheamus and Jeff Hardy would get along for $100,000 for one match?
I mean, you understand how poor the company is going through budget cuts. They don't have the money.
Yeah, you're going through budget cuts. They can afford Cleopatra's $100 million egg. Wow.
I mean, Cleopatra's 20-cent egg. Anyway.
Moving on. Team Raw won that. Oh, and then this one. Speaking of promising, overpromise, underdeliver. So, did you know that The Rock was originally planned to be at this event?
Yeah, I did hear rumors about that. As of,
I believe it was like July, August, he was supposed to be here. He was supposed to be promoting this movie. He was supposed to be, doing a whole hullabaloo and setting up a feud with Roman Reigns. Due to scheduling conflicts, that didn't happen. So the entire night, they're showing these vignettes of The Rock, right? Of like The Rock's and his best moments. And you know what they do to start off with it? It was really trolly to the fans in the arena. They start playing The Rock's music with his like Titantron in the arena. So the fans are like, oh shit, The Rock's here. And then it's just like, the Peter Mivey, the grandson of High Chief Peter Mivey. It's like JR in 1997 introducing The Rock. And it's just like highlights and stuff like that. And people are just like, oh, boo.
You're sucks. Like, you suck.
So part of this was the fact that they had a 25-man dual-branded battle royal to celebrate The Rock's 25th anniversary, which, okay, you're gonna at least have like a Rock Cup or like literal rock that people can have something people can win, whatever.
Right?
Okay, no, okay, cool. Trevor, you know what made no sense about this 25-man dual-branded battle royal?
Most of it.
Well, yeah. Other than that, but. Okay, there's a few points that I have here. Number one, okay, it's a dual-branded thing on Survivor Series. The whole point of Survivor Series is Raw versus SmackDown, right?
Right.
Yet this match was every man for himself. So you had SmackDown guys eliminating SmackDown guys, Raw guys eliminating Raw guys. Why are they wearing their shirts? Why are they wearing their brand shirts? Why they're not representing their brand? That make no sense. Like, it doesn't take too much to think about it. And on top of all of that, 25 is an odd number, Trevor. You can't split that evenly. So there were obviously either more Raw guys or more SmackDown guys. Okay, Omos won, by the way. Big shout out to Omos. Glad he won. Also, big shout out to Shanky, who deserved to get a much bigger reaction when he stood face to face with Omos, but he didn't because the fans in Barclays Center are terrible, and they look down upon the people from Punjab. All right, but. Anything on this match, Trevor? I went on my.
It happened. It happened. I saw it. It happened.
Let's go to the chat real quick. Get some semblance of logic from Cincy here. Let's see. He says Raw was better with Vinnie Mac. Oh, we'll get to that, Cincy. We'll get to that. Called Cleopatra's egg. We'll get to that. Since he also says Damian Priest became a psychopath, he ain't no priest no more, and Charlotte is boring.
Can't lie.
Moving on.
But yeah.
Moving on. This match, Randy Orton. So it was RK Bros and versus the Usos, the Raw Tag Team Champions versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Fine enough match. This was Randy Orton, I believe, his 171st pay-per-view match in history. He passed Kane for most pay-per-view matches in WWE history all time. Great moment for Randy. Glad for him, happy for him, and all that. The only memorable thing from this match was the ending, where I believe Jimmy Uso went up for a frog splash off the top rope. Randy Orton countered it into an RKO. 1, 2, 3. RK Bros are victorious in this match. Trevor, what do you got?
Decent match, a fine enough match. It was decent. It was good filler. It happened. Good for Randy, you know.
What's your motivation? That's what I need to know. What's your motivation to do this show?
Getting through the Survivor Series thing.
Honestly, this was I was like, let's get through this first, and just because I was like, this is it's kind of like Roman Reigns. So it's the main event. It's either going on first or it's going on last.
It pretty much, you know. And the thing is, I am motivated. Like I said, I was getting over a cold or whatever. I'm glad to be here with you guys, but this part is just.
Dude, reviewing these WWE shows can be absolutely brutal sometimes.
It definitely can.
It's okay, though. We only have a few matches left here. Let's move on and talk about the 5-on-5 Women's Survivor Series elimination match where Team Raw and their sole survivor was Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, no longer the BEST of WWE because she lost her belt. We'll talk about that at a later time. She was a sole survivor for Team Raw. I thought this match was better than the men's match for sure. Probably top 3 on this card. I don't know what that means, but it was what it was. Was not glad to see that Toni Storm didn't get much, that Shotzi Blackheart, actually, and Toni Storm didn't do much in this match, honestly. Shayna Baszler as well didn't do much. It was basically Sasha. It was built around the whole thing of seeing Sasha and Bianca kind of like in the ring together. That was a fine, cool moment.
Right.
But yeah, what'd you think about this match?
You kind of share my same sentiments. I thought it was an okay match. Out of the matches here, I thought it was like top 3. It was good to see Bianca Belair in the spotlight again, like on a pay-per-view like that. That was good to see. I would have enjoyed seeing Shotzi or especially Toni Storm, some of the big talents like that. But other than that, it was a decent match.
Yep. Glad to see Bianca finally getting a win, but they gave her a win in a thing that didn't even matter.
It didn't matter. Yeah. So.
All love to Bianca Belair, hoping, praying she main events WrestleMania again, because I just run it back. We have Sasha win the title from Charlotte at some point, and have Bianca win the Royal Rumble again and challenge Sasha Banks again, and just do that. Just do it. Do it. It was a great match last year.
It was a
Great main
great
event
match
last year. Do it again. Run it back. Everyone wants to see it. We didn't get it at SummerSlam. I didn't get it at SummerSlam. I want to see it.
Yeah,
and
it was a great match. It was an amazing match.
Somewhere backstage, Vince is clutching his egg and going, "No, you're gonna get Dana Brooke versus Carmella for a title unification match." By the way, big shout out to Dana Brooke. Amazing shout out to Dana Brooke for winning the 24/7 title on Raw. I love that gimmick. Awesome. I love the gimmick of female superstars winning it, and then male superstars being afraid.
Just don't.
And then I think they did with Maria Kanellis a while ago while she was pregnant, and she just goes right at the Titus O'Neil and she's holding up the title, and she's like, "What are you gonna do, Titus? You gonna hit a pregnant woman?" I was like, "Yo, that's wild."
That's hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh, it was great. I don't know about great, but it was entertaining. It was entertaining.
WWE, it was pretty good.
Good is subjective. Moving on to something that I think everyone thought was good. The big showdown between the final boss, Roman Reigns, and the power. What are they calling him now? The powerful powerhouse.
Something like that.
The power of positive. The positive powerhouse, whatever his name is. Big E took on Roman Reigns, Universal Champion versus WWE. I just pulled a Michael Cole. WWE Champion. Really good match. It was hard hitting. Two huge behemoths of human beings just bam, flash, just smashing into each other. It was like a little comic book. They tore up the side of the ring, or they tore up the outside. They did a lot of fun stuff with the stairs, and Roman, as he does, Roman shows up, wins, lol, in 21 minutes. What did you think about this main event?
I thought it was a good one. Honestly, I thought it was actually very entertaining, and they did a good job of not making Big E look weak. Which was my fear from the get-go. And they did a very good job of making him look like a strong champion. I mean, the truth of the matter is most people lose against the against the last boss. So
thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.